Hey everybody, so this is totally off the cuff here. As you can see, I was midway through some organization and some desk work, and I was contemplating something this morning that I decided to share with you. I feel okay this morning, but I have a little bit of inflammation coming up in my body, and as I've shared with you, I have a chronic inflammatory condition that I manage largely through diet and supplements. And I go through these moments, though, where I cheat. I love to consider this concept, right? Like cheating on our diets. And it's not that I'm on a diet, but there are certain ingredients that I'm restricted, or I should say that I avoid. I eat a reasonably restrictive kind of diet. And every once in a while, I can have certain things in moderation. And every once in a while, I go past that moderation point. And what I was contemplating this morning is how that does no harm to anyone but me. And I thought, let's look at that in relation to the Yamas, right? The moral restraints, the first limb of yoga. It's a violation of all five when I cheat on my diet and ultimately suffer the consequences of that. It's a violation of ahimsa, do no harm. Definitely harming myself by creating this inflammation that could be avoided, right? Satya, truth. I am being dishonest with myself about what my body can really tolerate and accept willingly and process easily. It's a violation of asteya. I am robbing, which is non-stealing. I am robbing my body of the opportunity to use food as nutrition, as healing. It's a violation of brahmacharya, which is, it refers to celibacy in the strict translation of that, but in modern terms we refer to it as more the right use of energy, right? So it's a violation of that. I am not giving my body the opportunity to use its energy efficiently because I'm not giving it good nutrients. And finally, it's a violation of aparigraha, which is non-clinging, right? I'm clinging to the notion that it's okay for me to have dairy sometimes. And I suppose it is on some level, but I am attached to wanting to have that in my diet when it does nothing but create ickiness in my body. So it's a violation of that as well. So this is just an example. I'm always using myself as an example for you to identify the ways in which we subtly violate the yamas, just to stay with the yamas, right? There are so many subtle violations of that. So that's your svadhyaya, that's your self-study this morning. Examine how do we trip ourselves up by violating these yamas, and what are the subtle ways that we do it? Because the subtle ways are the easiest to change, right? And rather, here's the other part, being at this point in my practice and in my life, I can look at this moment, and instead of have a whole bunch of regret today and beat myself up over what choices I made yesterday, which I can't go back and change and I can't do anything about. Instead, I can recognize, like, okay, Michelle, that maybe wasn't your best choosing. When I'm met with the opportunity in the future, hopefully I choose more wisely. And that is what we call practice. It's something we commit to over and over again. All right, everybody, some Friday musings for you. Have a great weekend.